My deep vow is to make accessible the benefits of mindfulness meditation to people working in companies and organizations, knowing that this is how to have the most impact in the world.
My goal in life is to create the conditions for world peace in my lifetime, and to do that by by making the benefits of meditation accessible to humanity.
I came to this vow nearly 30 years ago when I was director of Tassajara Zen Mountain Center. Though I was a Zen monk, I was also running a business. Tassajara is $1 million business as a summer resort with about a staff of 60 people. My aha was that what looked like two separate activities, contemplative practice and running a business, were actually one activity. What they had in common was that they were about building awareness and helping others.
I came to this goal of world peace 9 years ago. Back when I was still an engineer at Google, I was just taking a walk. And then I suddenly realized what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. For the rest of my life, I wanted to create the conditions for world peace. So we developed Search Inside Yourself, a mindfulness-based emotional intelligence program at Google, as our first step in this direction. Because of this program, I became the first engineer in the history of Google to move from engineering to HR. Imagine an engineer teaching emotional intelligence. What a company. But wait, it gets better. Search Inside Yourself, SIYLI, is now the flagship program of an institute led by this guy.
And now I'm happy to introduce myself as the CEO of SIYLI, and that my business partner is Google's jolly good fellow. SIYLI is the Search Inside Yourself Leadership Institute. And our other founding partner is a Stanford neuroscientist, Philippe Golden. SIYLI has a 3-word vision statement: enlightened leaders worldwide.
Our mission is to create the conditions for world peace, and to do that by making the benefits of meditation accessible to humanity. And to do that in 3 easy steps.
The first step to change the world is to start with me. Many years ago, I founded a greeting card and calendar company called Brushdance, one of the first companies in the world to make things from recycled paper. During the early days of the company, I brought in a couple of marketing and branding consultants to help me. And at one point, I was really surprised when they pulled me aside and looked at me and said, "Marc, do you realize all of your employees are afraid to speak with you directly? They're all afraid to tell you the truth." I was shocked to hear this. I was embarrassed, heartbroken. And then I got angry, and I realized I know the solution. I'll fire them all. Then I realized that this news was actually a precious gift, that I needed to start with me. And I realized that this is where the practice of mindfulness meditation comes in, because it allows us to become more open, to be able to hear what's difficult to hear. Mindfulness meditation is the most effective way to hear real feedback, and the most effective way to be able to start with me. What is mindfulness meditation? Well, there are 2 parts to it. The first is attention training. the ability to develop your ability to focus your attention, and at the same time, your ability to expand your awareness. This requires developing a calm and clear mind, and the ability to keep your heart open, even in difficult situations. And secondly, mindfulness meditation is a kind of mental posture. This means developing an attitude of openness, of curiosity, of acceptance, and non-judgmentalness. Just appreciating being alive. Easy.
Step 2 is to make meditation a field of science. To become widely accessible, meditation needs to become a field of science the same way medicine became a field of science. Like meditation, medicine has been practiced for countless generations. But ever since medicine became a field of science, starting in the 19th century, everything about medicine has changed. And I think the most important change is access. By becoming scientific, medicine became greatly demystified. And because it became demystified, it became widely accessible to people. And more people today gain better access to good medicine. And I want to see the same thing happen to meditation. I knew I was on the right track when I learned that the Dalai Lama was excited by the marriage of science and meditation. And when I learned that, I thought to myself, surely the Dalai Lama and me cannot both be wrong at the same time. Happily, the science is already happening. For example, there's a study showing that just after 20 minutes of mindfulness meditation a day for just 8 weeks, you can reduce stress, you can increase happiness, and you can even increase your immunity from the flu. Mindfulness is an idea whose time has come. For a long time, practitioners knew that, but the science hadn't caught up. And today, the science has caught up. So, easy.
Step 3 is to align mindfulness meditation with leadership and with everyday life.
For the benefits of meditation to become widely accessible, it cannot just be the domain of bald people in funny robes living in mountains or New Age guys living in San Francisco.
Yes, just like me and my friends.
And all your friends.
Another aha moment for me was realizing that meditation and our lives in general could be described simply as sitting down and getting up. Sitting down is when we stop and pause, when we reflect and have time to be in silence. Getting up is the process of taking the wisdom and compassion that we've learned from that silence and bring it out into the world to help solve the world's most pressing problems. Search Inside Yourself is a way of aligning meditation with modern life. The program, Search Inside Yourself, has several benefits, including increased productivity and performance, developing leadership effectiveness, and creating the conditions for happiness. This was a program that was developed within Google, and to date, more than 1,000 Google engineers and others have been trained in this program, and there's currently a large waiting list. The results have been dramatic. We've been hearing people say that their lives have been changed by this program. They're more open, they're more accepting, they're more effective in their day-to-day life. SIYLI was created to bring these tools and practices, this way of being, into the world.
The way I see how to bring meditation into daily life is like exercise. Exercise is physical training, while meditation is mental training. In 1927, a group of scientists in Harvard University started studying exercise as a scientific subject. And then they ended up creating the field of exercise physiology. And in doing that, they discovered that a fit person is physiologically different from an unfit person. And more importantly, they discovered that every one of us can become fit. And in their work, in doing what they did, they made exercise widely accessible to the world. In the same way, we aspire to make meditation widely accessible to the world. Easy. In summary, we can create the conditions for world peace in 3 easy steps. Step 1 is to start with me. Step 2 is to make meditation a field of science. And step 3 is to apply it to leadership and everyday life.
In order to create the conditions for world peace, let's reinvent capitalism by upgrading people. Specifically, by developing the wisdom and compassion already inherent in all of us, thereby turning fear into love, constraint into possibility, and domination into collaboration. The good news, all these are trainable. It's possible to train people, to train ourselves, to reduce fear, to develop more love, and to bring more wisdom and compassion into everything that we do.
My friends, world peace is an idea whose time has come. Thank you.